What Arthur Schopenhauer says about life, quotes, "Love is a romantic illusion that is extinguished by enjoyment. To overcome difficulties is to experience the full delight of existence. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. What people commonly call fate is mostly their own stupidity. A healthy beggar is happier than a sick king. The shortness of life, so often lamented, may be the best thing about it. Great men are like eagles and build their nest on some lofty solitude. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. All life is suffering. The safest way of not being very miserable is not to expect to be very happy. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. Will minus intellect is vulgarity. A sense of humor is the only divine quality of man. Life is a task to be done. Almost all of our sorrows arise from our relationships with other people. To be alone is the fate of all great minds, a fate deplored at times, but still always chosen as the less grievous of two evils. Life without pain has no meaning. Happiness consists in the frequent repetition of pleasure. Music is the melody whose text is the world. The will is the eternal and unique essence in the world. Man can do what he wants, but he cannot want what he wants. In music, all the elements return to their pure state, and the world is nothing but music made real. Life is only death postponed. A sense of humor is the only divine quality in a person. One must use common words to say uncommon things. Sometimes love is illogical and foolish or even harmful, and sometimes it is perfectly sensible. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsociable. The wise have always said the same thing, and the fools, who are the majority, have always done the opposite. The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Love is nothing more than a stratagem used by nature to achieve its objectives, the continuity of life and the propagation of the species. The problem is not to see what others have not yet seen, but to think what no one has yet thought about what everyone else sees. Every truth goes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as self-evident. The love you feel for a partner who respects you and wants your happiness is perfectly rational. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious he finds existence to be. The ineffable depth of music, so easy to understand and yet so inexplicable, is due to the fact that it reproduces all the emotions of our innermost being, but completely without reality and far removed from its pain. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete, devotes himself utterly to money. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it elsewhere. He who writes carelessly is confessing from the outset that he does not attach much importance to his own thoughts. The intelligent man seeks a quiet, modest life, sheltered from misfortunes. And if he is a very superior spirit, he will choose solitude. There is only one inborn error, and that is the notion that we exist to be happy. The man who has no music in him and who is not moved by the chord of harmonious sounds is capable of all kinds of treachery, stratagems, and depravity. Only a philosopher can be happy in marriage, and philosophers do not get married. Nature shows that with the growth of intelligence comes a greater capacity for pain, and only with the highest degree of intelligence does suffering reach its supreme point. What bothers and depresses young people the most is the search for happiness, assuming that they must find it in this life. With the exception of man, no being marvels at its own existence. Compassion for animals is intimately associated with goodness of character, and it may be confidently asserted that he who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. Life swings like a pendulum, back and forth between pain and boredom. The brevity of life, so often lamented, may be the best thing about it. Man is never happy, but spends his whole life running after something he believes will make him happy. He seldom achieves his goal, and when he does, he is only disappointed. The denial of will is the only path to true liberation from suffering. Willpower is to the mind as a strong blind man who carries on his shoulders a lame man who can see. Life is a relentless war, and we die with weapons in hand. If we could give a true, complete, and finished explanation of music, it would be an explanation of the world, therefore, true philosophy. When you look back on your life, it seems like it's a plot, but when you're in it, it's a mess. Just one surprise after another. Then later on, you see that it was perfect. The first 40 years of life give us the text. The next 30 supply us with the commentary on it. The majority of men are not capable of thinking, but only of believing, and are not accessible to reason, but only to authority. The life of every individual really is a tragedy, yet if traversed in detail, it has the character of a comedy. Every day is a little life, every waking and rising a little birth, every fresh morning a little youth, every going to rest and to sleep a little death. The mind is a garden. Grow what you want to harvest. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. Many rich people are unhappy because they lack knowledge. And yet, as a rule, everyone is more intent on acquiring property than on education, when it turns out that what one is, in fact, contributes much more to happiness than what one has. A pessimist is an optimist in full possession of the facts. Ideas are like the star. You can't touch them, but they guide you. What people often call destiny is mostly their own stupidity. Life is a mirror. What you give, you get. Intelligence obeys the will. Life swings like a pendulum, backward and forward, between pain and boredom. Existence itself is a burden, and happiness is merely the temporary relief from suffering. To live wisely is to see through the illusion of constant desire. A man can do what he wants, but not want what he wants. The will is the essence of the world, and it is through the will that we experience both joy and suffering. Our desires are endless, and yet they are never truly satisfied. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily wisdom. Thanks for listening.